So I'd love to introduce James Brock and Chinobay. And they're going to tell you more about these very unusual, unique instruments, and they are going to blow your mind with this musical performance. So please enjoy.
Yeah, it's beautiful playing with James again. Thanks for inviting me. And my name is Chinobay. I'm from Uganda. And I'm playing some of the instruments that I have built myself. Every instrument you see here, I actually made it. So I'll tell you about that and what they are and show you how to play them and teach you a little bit how to play. Yeah, and then hopefully one time I'll come back here and do like a nice workshop and make music and then, yeah, but you know, if you have any questions about anything specific, either the language or the music or the instruments, please, in between songs, I'll be more than happy to interact with you all. Yeah, so we're gonna play one more song, I think, and then if you have any questions, that's always nice to share, to do more than just performing songs. So I'm very happy to be here. This is my first time, and everything is beautiful. Great people, great hospitality, and a great space. You know, very meaningful to the community, and all the music education and hands-on and creative arts that happens here is all very beautiful, and we are certainly very happy to add to that joy with our music. Yes, so the instrument that, would you like to know about the instruments?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Great. Yeah, so in Uganda, that's another country where I come from originally, even though I feel more like a global citizen. You know, I've been traveling since I was a little kid, playing music and doing music education for children in different countries around the world. But this instrument is also one of those that is easy to play because you actually only use your thumbs. So you don't have to worry about the other fingers, just the thumbs, just like you're texting, right? Yeah. So in Uganda we call it the akogo. That's A-K-O-G-O, and it's played by it's played in the eastern part of the country and in the northern part of Uganda by the nomadic tribes. The nomadic tribes are a group of people who live in a community, and they do everything together. They wake up and go out, work in the farms, take care of the animals. It's more of a village, and then in the evening they gather together under a tree in someone, they just choose where to gather, and then they make music and food. They make it in a campfire, and they play music. They play these instruments. So you can imagine, a group of 200 people showing up in your front yard in the evening and playing these. You don't want them to stop. They just keep going. So I really miss that. So that's what they do every day, every week, every year, forever. And as children, we grow up listening to that music because usually people their life in the countryside is different. Houses don't have like television and electricity, and so life is outside. Everything is outside. People see each other. If they want to hear or see any news, they'll ask questions and they interact. So there's a very social kind of lifestyle. So they go in the houses only to sleep, and that's usually 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. It's beautiful, and they do the same thing every day. But then when the weather changes and becomes very dry, and the land is difficult to cultivate, now they have to move to another village, and that happens. That's why they call them nomads, because they kind of keep moving. So when they relocate, they they cannot carry the houses and pluck out the trees from the ground and go with them. They leave everything behind, but the music instruments, and they take the instruments with them. So usually, when they're moving, they have no idea where they're gonna settle. The goal is to just move until they find a beautiful place that can take weeks or months or days. So usually, the entire village is like doing a procession playing this instrument. It's like so beautiful to kind of hear. And so the same thing happens and again and again. So that's how the instrument got spread around the continent. Because, these tribes, nomadic tribes, they used to move, and each time they move, they learn new songs, they intermarry, and new languages are born, and the same thing happens. And so when you listen to it, and then close your eyes, it almost feels like you're walking somewhere in the Sahara Desert. And it makes you feel like, it has that kind of soul. It pulls you in, feel like really you're out of North Carolina for a moment. It's beautiful here too, though.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is the body made out of?
Beautiful. So the instruments are made from different bodies. So we have the wooden, this is a hollow, so sometimes they make them from different types of trees, like I have two here. I have this one, and I have this one. And if you look very carefully, this one has the tines are one layer, and this one, the tine, has two different layers. You have the short ones that are kind of like the black and white buttons of the piano. The wood is different. So most of this is tropical wood. We use African mahogany. We use mosizi. Mosizi is a type of tree. I don't know the English name for it. But then sometimes they make them from papyrus reeds. Like you can combine. They make them from papyrus, they make them from clay. You can use actually clay, very special kind of clay. And the resonance is very different. The ones I play from Eastern Uganda are all made out of wood, but they use different types of trees to make it. It has to be like a soft wood. And then the sound comes from the combination between the wood and this has to be spring steel. So normally the steel is round, so you have to kind of hit it on a piece of rock and make it really flat. And so when the steel can't be too thick, it also can't be too thin. And the combination between the steel, the spring steel, and the soft wood is actually what produces the sound. So when you use hard wood, the instrument doesn't resonate as long. The notes are kind of short. It's like dumb. It's like a dumb sound. Like it doesn't ring as long. So when you use a soft wood and you play, you really feel that ring kind of go after a long time. So so most of the wood so the idea is to let the wood sit for a very long time before you actually. Sometimes it's like for months before you can put the instrument together. Because if the wood has any kind of moisture or water, like it looks the same way, but it just won't sound. It will almost be like a piece of rock, and then you'll be like, what's happening? So that makes a huge difference. Yeah, and you can't use any wood. It has to be soft, resonating wood, mostly tropical wood. Great.
Question, I've got two questions. When the nomads move, do they have pack animals to help them move, or are they just carrying everything?
They're carrying everything.
Holy cow.
Yes.
And the second question is, how do you have these instruments connected that you can just keep your hand on it and you're gonna get that deep note and it stays and stays and stays until you remove your hand? That's not, there's obviously some electronics that are happening, and I can't figure it out what you're doing.
Well, I'll tell you
That
about
deep
these,
tone
actually.
is just incredible.
No, thank you,
But then it keeps going until you take your hand off, so I'm like, okay, what's the trick?
Yeah, these, pots. All three of these are made out of clay. They're called udu, which means pot. And these originally came out of Egypt. And they're totally hollow inside. There's no water. But there's a hole in the front, and there's also a hole that's on the side. I'll hold it up for people that are in the back. It's hard to see, but yeah, traditionally this was the way to carry water back home. So you go to the river or wherever, and you fill it up with fresh water. You often see people with people carrying pots on their head. This is kind of one of those. I think originally the hole was maybe in a different spot. That way, it sort of releases the pressure, so you can easily pour the water out, without it getting trapped in. But I think through the years, as humans do, we find a way to make music with things, and so these, what happens is when I push my palm through the hole, it quickly fills up with air and pushes out through this hole in the bell here, and it fills with air and it releases this nice full tone.
Wow.
And
But what's the sustain? Where are you, sitting on some electronic thing that is giving it the sustain?
yeah, well, it's mic'd. So a lot of that is the microphone, and depending on the room that I'm playing, sometimes I get that, sometimes I don't. So
Because
when
you're pressing your hand over the hole that's on the other hole.
exactly, and it's forcing the air and the sound out of the front, so it goes directly into the microphone. And so sometimes when I do get that sustain, I try to use it to my advantage in a musical taste. But like I said, it depends on the room. Some rooms I play and I don't get any of that, so I don't have that. And it sucks the air back through the vessel, and that's how you get the high tone. So it's kind of like this, and it's breathing air. And if you test your breath, if you breathe out, you get one tone, but if you breathe in, for some reason, even if you don't move your mouth, it's a higher pitch. Right? And so it's doing the same thing. It's literally breathing, and you're sort of recreating that breath.
So there's nothing special about the pads they're sitting on?
Oh, the rings. Yeah, that's just to keep them from rolling around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that they're not wired or anything?
No. They're made out of cloth or rubber. Yeah, it just keeps them from rolling around.
That's cool. That sound is fabulous.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Like this one's a smaller one, so it's a higher pitched thing. This one's nice and big. This one is actually the biggest one, but it's not as low as this one, which is interesting. I love them. And then you have the sides. You can play with that.
And I love the jingles. What are the jingles made out of that are on the orange one?
These are made out of just bells. These are actually, I picked these up in India, but these are actually just ankle bells that you would put around your feet, for gypsy dancers and things like that. But I put them here, and I can sort of use them in a musical sense, so, yeah.
Now, can you tell us about those little flat drums?
Oh, these. Yeah, this drum is called Kenjiro. And traditionally, I've got a real one at the house, but it's extremely temperamental with the humidity. So I usually take these. These are made out of plastic, but traditionally it's made out of the belly of the monitor lizard. It's India's tambourine. Every culture has their version of the tambourine, and they're all vastly different. But yeah, you can sort of manipulate the sound. Get a lot of low end, but you can also change It's used in a lot of Indian folk music, Bedouin music, desert music, and things like that.
Cool, thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I'll get into these in a little bit.
Katugana mamubala, zababa katungo.
This is the endongo. This is the original blues, actually. So if you look at the strings, there's no bridge between the strings and the hide over here. So the strings rap against the hide. That's what creates the distortion that you hear on the instrument. Hear that? Yeah. And I think this is what Jimi Hendrix had. And then
What kind of strings are you using?
it's actually nylon. So originally they use, if you look at the back, the strings over here, these are from cowhide. You know, you cut a very small, thin piece and you kind of roll it, and you can make different thicknesses. But when you change a lot of places with the weather, those kind of shift so much. So this is like 3 different thicknesses of very thick. There's fishing line and like specific kind of nylon. That's what we use now. But back home they still use a lot of the cowhide, and the tone is a little bit different. The cowhide strings a little bit more. They have a much more kind of organic sound. And inside here it's like a kind of a hollow piece carved from a tree, not hollow but kind of a tray, and that's the only part that it kind of resonates with the instrument. But the distortion in here is the strings vibrating over the hide, because in the ancient days, without the microphones, high frequencies travel far away. So people be over the other side of the mountain, they used to hear the distortion, but not the actual tone of the instrument. Yeah. it came from. Or call it the Sahara Blues, or the Tropical Blues, or the Savannah Blues. You know where the real Savannah is? There's one in Georgia, but there's one along the equator in Kenya, Arusha, Tanzania. That's where the real Sahara is, the Savannah, which we call the African Rift Valley.
They come from one really small part of the world called Pushkar. And Pushkar is in a small city that's built around the lake, around Pushkar Lake. And these drums are called Nagara, and which basically just means drum. But these have like a 10,000 year history. It's crazy how long these drums have actually been around, and they're really loud drums, and kind of for a reason, because you know, all those years ago, way back before the telephone, this is how they used to communicate. And they did that for different reasons. One was to send messages across the water to the people that lived on the other side of the lake. So they would play certain rhythms that meant certain things. Whether it's, hey, there's an army coming, or you know, hey, we're having a party over here. I mean, you name it. I mean, there's so many reasons why they would have these. They would also use these to send messages to other villages that were far away. So, you know, the king, or you know, if he had a message for another village, they would send someone on horseback, and he would pack these up in a bag, and he'd ride into the village, and when he got there, you know, he would unpack the drums and he would begin to play. And everybody knew when they heard the drums that somebody has something to say. So everybody would gather around, and he would deliver the message from the king, whatever that may have been at the time. You know, hey, you know, how are you guys doing? There's food rations coming in a week, or you name it, right? And so they were used as a gathering drum. The Hindus use these as a drum to give thanks to their deity. You know, every night at sunset, they gather at these different ghats that are around the lake, which are basically like little pilgrimage sites, to give thanks for, you know, food and clothes, and just to, you know, for blessings. And so every night at sunset, they gather to play, to you know, give thanks for the day, to greet the night. They're very special. Of course, very loud. But I discovered these drums, maybe about 15 years ago. And I saw, it was Zakir Hussain was playing with some group of percussionists, and I saw this old man in the back playing these things, and he was like wearing them out, you know, and something really like resonated deep within me. And I was like, man, I just feel this crazy connection. You know, and I tried to find this guy for a couple of years. There was like no information online at the time. And finally, you know, one day I found a lead for these, and I messaged this guy. You know, I sent him an email. He has email, which is funny. But yeah, and I found a guy that was traveling the world playing these, and I said, hey man, I saw these drums, and how can I connect? I really love some, or just connect with you and ask questions, I guess. And I told him who I saw, and he said, oh man, that was my brother that you saw. And he said he actually died on that tour on stage up in New York City. And he played a solo, and after his piece was done, his body actually gave out right after his solo, and he literally died in New York playing the things, which was pretty incredible. But I had a great connection with his brother, which is Natullah Solanki in Pushkar, and we've been great friends, if not family, ever since. We've done tours together around the U.S., playing this gypsy music, riding around in vans and loading drums on camels and going out in the desert and just, experiencing that life and, the way that they do it. And see, I was going to play a short piece of something that they play at sunset. So I'll play a little bit of that. For you. These are really loud, so if it, feel free to, if you cover your ears, I won't be offended. Actually come from just watching nature, watching animals. So this one is called Rhythm of the Horse, which is basically, it's got that gallop kind of thing. And so that's where they got that from. There's another one that they often use a lot in folk music, and they call it Rhythm of the Camel. And so if you've ever ridden a camel, they have this weird stride when you're riding it, and so it came from the rhythm that their joints and their bones move when they're walking through the sand. And it's kind of like this. Life, and if you've ever been there, if you haven't been there, go. It is wildly beautiful and uncomfortable in all the right ways. But yeah, they're a fascinating people. There's tons to learn from those guys.
What's the name of the tribe that you're referring to?
Just
Just Rajasthan, but Rajasthan's got several towns.
yeah.
So so the Pushkaris or the folks who live in Pushkar?
It's people, people that live in Pushkar, There's a lot of families. The family that's really famous for these is Solanki, is the family. So,
And you always play it with two?
Yes, they're played in pairs, so they're, they deem these like a male and female drum. The little one is a nagari, and the big one's called nagari.
So this is the same as the other one, but this one is when I just built this about, I don't know, a couple of maybe 2 months ago. And I made it specifically when I was supposed to take I had this, I used to tour a lot, so I was, getting on a plane going via Istanbul, and I was like, oh, so I had, so 3 days before I went, I was like, I'm gonna build one that I can take with me as carry-on the plane, and if it doesn't work, I want to take the other one. So my neighbor, he was in the military here, and he has been around the world, so he builds a lot of stuff. So I went to him, I was like, I have this Brazilian rosewood, I have a neck ready, but I need to be able to replicate this thing. Yes, I went with a plan, I drew it on paper, like I know exactly what it's supposed to look like. You have the tools, I can work with you, and we put this thing together in one day. It was like 1 one day I'm like, yeah, I think we can pull it off. But I want to try it with, this is a prototype, so you cannot find this anywhere else yet. Only if you come to see me in the performance, then you'll see it. Yeah. So then, you see that one has cowhide, this one has that's a gold, and this is different, you know. So we put it together, and overnight, 24 hours. It gets like, 4 pieces of wood, and he cuts it out to make the whole body. He puts the other pieces on top. So then I had the pieces, the pickups. It wasn't ready to perform, so I flew to Istanbul with like half of the instrument ready. So I literally haven't finished the back. That's why I covered it with, a small basket right here. So this is temporary. I just have it hooked on with a piece of cloth. So when I come back, it will be very finished. It will be very nice. It will also be very expensive.
The basket's great.
The basket looks great.
All right, that's the vote. Thank you. So I landed in Istanbul, and we get there in the morning, and my concert is at overnight flight. I left my Cora behind, so it was much of a big risk, and so I installed the piezos from the hotel in Istanbul. I go to the stage about 2 hours earlier to test them out, but I went to the music store first. I was like, let me, because they have all these free things, you can try out anything. I was like, it works. So I played, and then since then, so this one has been sitting at home, and this I can actually take with me as carry-on the plane, which is fantastic. So it doesn't sound the same way acoustically, but then when you plug it in, you can have this the right preamps. But anyway, that's the story of.
I'm sorry, did you invent these? They're not traditional instruments.
The kora is one of the most ancient traditional instruments, but this version that is built this way, that's more like what so because originally the neck is round, and every string is hooked to a ring, and the ring is made from cowhide. So to tune, you have to push up the ring or down. And literally, when the ring is pulled down with tension, it locks. So when you look at the kora, if you look at the traditional kora anywhere, the instrument has 21 strings, so you will see 21 rings on there. And that was like so tedious to tune. If you fly from Uganda and you land in South Dakota the next day, the temperatures are like that, they drop, and you go on stage. So what I invented was to use the tuners and to use, I built like a whole different mix. I looked at the traditional instrument, and because I was moving so much, I kind of not inventing, but you kind of model the instrument to kind of fit. And now I kind of have my own creation. Yeah, but the kora as the traditional instrument has been there for hundreds of generations. Which is also the original. It sounds almost between a Spanish guitar and a harp, but kind of a little bit different. Yeah.
And I noticed some of the strings are like twisted, like they're almost like multiple. Is that?
Yeah, that was also my kind of creation, because that's why I could do the percussive sounds. So you think of the sounds, I think backwards. I think of the result I want first, and then I think of how to create that. So I was like, I want to play the instrument, but I also want to have different sounds. And then when you break the strings together, they rub against each other when they play. So when you play them, and then you have the percussive sound. When it's one string, it has like a round tone. When you put 2 or 3 and you put them together, they kind of, each time you pluck them, they kind of rub, and they create a very specific percussive sound. So that is created not with all the strings that sometimes I want to do other stuff with. Like this one, if you look at the bass, getting these two was, for me, sounding better than one big round string. It's like that kind of the friction creates some kind of variation in the sound. Very subtle, but really nice. Yeah. For inviting us, and especially for me, it's my first time here. I think we've been here before, and it's beautiful to see all of you, and thanks for being very willing to learn more than just the sound. Tell you about the instruments, about the music, and thank you for all the beautiful work that you do here. I hope I'll come back again and again and again and again and again.
Me too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll play one more song. In Uganda, we play until the next day. No problem, dude.
I like how you teach about how you're playing the bass and then you play the melody with one hand.
Oh, with the choral? Oh, yeah, I can do
love
that.
how you do that.
Okay, great. I'll do that right now.
I mean, it was very interesting to me
Yeah.
how you covered so much ground with just
Yeah.
some buttons. It was just amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, you have another question?
Oh, yeah, I forgot what it was. Okay.
I didn't know what something was called.
What?
You wanted to know.
Oh, that, the other one, that, with the
This one?
shape? Yeah, what is that called?
This one's the endongo. It's the one I'm gonna play after this. Endongo. Endongo. And that one comes from the sub-Saharan part of Africa, which is the part of Africa that is known as East Africa. You have West Africa and the Sahara. You have Southern Africa, which is Zimbabwe, South Africa, Namibia. And then you have the sub-Saharan part of Africa, which is the region of Africa below the Sahara Desert. Starting in Ethiopia, Sudan, Egypt, pretty much. If you look at the ancient Egyptian harp, that's what it looked like. And that is believed to be the first harp in the world. The Egyptian harp. And then now the harp-shaped instruments began to spread around the world, But now it's played in that part of Africa. You don't find it anywhere in that part of Africa. Yeah, so thank you for asking me to do the music lesson. Yeah. So when you play, so you use the two thumbs and the two index fingers when you play. And the right thumb plays the melody, the left thumb plays the bass, and then the two index fingers, they improvise. So those three parts happen at the same time, and that's how you play the choral. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you that right now. Let me see this song. I'll do that one. That's the right thumb. When you play them in isolation, they sound really boring. When you put them together, they sound really beautiful. And now we're gonna do the bass, right? It goes like this. Dum 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 dum. Now both. Dum 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 dum. Now the third part, and those two have to keep going. That's the interesting one. And you can go faster. And you can go slower. And then you can sing. That's the right thumb. And then the bass.
all four of the parts at the same time. It's just like,
You must be ambidextrous.
yeah, wow.
You should see his brain scan, that thing would probably light up while he's playing. So many parts of his brain working at one time.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
That's promising. That is beautiful. Come on, sing. That's nicer. Tuesday, come on, sing. Tuesday, louder. Come on, louder. You sing beautiful. It's cold out there. Tuesday, oh yeah. Tuesday, oh yeah. Tuesday, Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for making this place even more beautiful with your voices. Next time I'll bring all of you to Uganda. We're gonna sing until morning. Because the doors don't close out there.